Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice from me to help your love story unfold. Welcome back, lovebirds! This is your wedding series, and I'm your content creator. And as you guys know, I've gone to a lot of weddings, and I've seen some things that have been done really, really well, and some things that I think can use a little bit of improvement. And today we're going to talk about more of something I feel like in marriage, and I guess taking that step towards marriage for weddings that definitely can be improved on. Now, I've talked to a lot of couples, and a lot of them will tell me they didn't do any marriage counseling, or it was very brief, very short, maybe right before they got married, and they didn't even know the person that well. They weren't there along the journey with them during their engagement or before they even knew each other while they were courting one another. So in today's episode, we're in season 3, episode 18, and we're talking about marriage counseling, and specifically some Q&A, some questions that you can talk about while you're in the counseling session and getting some answers along the way. I know, guys, it's another spicy episode, but we've got to do this little check-in because we can't keep going on with this wedding planning and not being real, okay? We have to be real. There are some things that pop up, that come up while you're doing wedding planning. And it's important for you to tackle those things now rather than letting them get bigger and bigger and bigger and spiral out of control into your marriage, okay? So I have been married for over 6 years. I know a little bit of something about being a wife, and I definitely understand a lot of the things that you're going through during the engagement era. So that's why I am doing this as well, not just as a content creator who takes photos and videos and live stream all of your events, your wedding events, everything out there. I am photographing and taking video of. But I also care. I care about people. And so I want us to do better as a people. There are things that I feel like are really, really, really not strong anymore, and that's the family dynamic. But yet people want a fairy tale wedding, and I just don't know if they even know what marriage really is anymore. Okay? So, let's jump in. Now, hopefully, at this point, you have been following me since season 1. And we talked about the mentor couple. We talked about having people in your life that you can say, oh yeah, like, we have questions for them because the way that they're doing marriage, the way that they are doing life together as one, right? So there are some people that you may have in your life, probably more on this side, that aren't doing things so great. We'll just say that, so great. Maybe they were doing things before they got married that they shouldn't have been doing, and now they're falling into getting together but not having a foundation, and all these things that help to keep a marriage strong, right? So that divorce rate will go down. We don't want that. We don't want to get married and then go through that nonsense, right? So that's why I've been trying to help people along the way. You need a mentor couple, if not couples. Okay, couples. People that are going to help keep you accountable during the courting phase and during the betrothment phase, which is the engagement era. Okay, so let's talk about some questions that you can go over with your counselor, and hopefully your counselor will bring some of these up. Your mentor couple will bring some of these up, so we'll be counselors. Hopefully it's a man and a woman that you're like, you know what, we can trust them. We can trust them because the way that they are living their life and the way that they are with each other and the way that their marriage is. Now, there's no way to know that someone is living some perfect life because they're not. There's going to be problems in any type of relationship, whether it be a friendship, whether it be family, whether it be friends, whether it be co-workers, and whether it be a marriage. There's always going to be issues, but it's how you're handling those issues and what's your foundation that you have to lean on in order for those things to get better, those conflicts, right, to get better. So let's jump into question number 1. How's the engagement going? How's it really going? Be real with yourselves right now. I hope that both of you are watching this as fiancés, so both the male and the female, both the bride and the groom-to-be are in the room right now, and you both are getting a chance to watch this session or listen to this session. Ask the question to each other. Each of you need to answer. How's the engagement going? And be real. There are a lot of things that happen during the engagement that may be uncomfortable, things that are going really, really well, and that's so exciting. You guys are still on that like glow and the cloud 9, and you're just like, everything seems to be going pretty well. Hopefully, you two have gotten a chance to continue to know each other during this time, but we'll talk more about that as we go along with the questions. The next question is boundaries, and that's where we're going to tap into this, okay? This is where we're going to tap into this. Boundaries. Those boundaries that you set at the beginning of your courtship when he said, hey, will you be my girlfriend, right? You set some boundaries. Are you still doing those boundaries? Are you still respecting one another's bodies and opinions about boundaries? Okay? It's important that you check in during this time because sometimes people get engaged and they think, well, that's it, we're about to get married anyways, we can just do whatever we want. No, you should not. Okay? I mean, you can, but like I just said, you should not. Okay? Let's stay with our boundaries. Let's stick with our boundaries even during the engagement era. So I want you guys to ask the question, boundaries. Are we still doing that? Are we still practicing our boundaries and making sure that we don't go out of bounds? It's important to be real right now, okay? Right now with yourself. This is season 3, episode 18. So we all know that a lot of planning has taken place up until now. There's been a lot of time together spent, and hopefully you're still practicing boundaries, okay? Each and every day is a chance to get those boundaries right and not cross them. Anyone who doesn't understand what I'm talking about when I'm saying boundaries, please go back and watch all of season 1, okay? Because we definitely talk about boundaries, but I think most of you understand that, so we're not going to belabor that question. On to the next question. Focus on the house, and this is for the groom. Groom, are you still focused on the house? Remember how we talk about traditionally that the parents of the bride are the ones who are paying for the wedding, but they're also very, very involved with the planning with the bride, as well as you as the groom. Both of you should definitely be involved in the planning process. But for the groom, we did talk about in season 1 in very great detail how you should be preparing a house for your bride, okay, and your future children. So you get with your father, you get with your grandparents, and you guys should be planning a home. So if you need to have more elaboration on that, I go all into that in season 1 as well. There are some questions that we're just not going to belabor. Remember, this is a check-in. This is a check-in. So we're not going to go through every single thing and rehash it all over again, right? That would just be ridiculous. And we don't have time for that. So, groom, how's the house building going? How's it going right now? Be honest with yourself and with your bride how that is going. Hopefully it's going really, really well, and it's just, flourishing. The house is being built. It's looking nicer and nicer every day. And what was one of the reasons why I said the groom is preparing the house and paying for the house. Why did I stress this? Traditionally, right? Why? We talk about a lot of traditionally over here, and because we know what the world says that we should be doing, we can look that stuff up on the internet, and so this is more focused on people who want to do weddings and marriage the right way. Not to say that this is the only way, but I think that it's a much better way than what the world is telling us to do. Okay? So, one of those main reasons was because God sent Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ died. He lived and died and rose again for our sins, right? Well, when he left, he told us, I go to prepare a place for you. Now, why would he say that? He said, in my Father's house, there are many mansions, because each of us is going to receive a mansion, those of us who are in Christ. So he went away to prepare the house through his Father's help. So that's why I talk about groom. You get with your father, you get with your grandfathers, and you guys together figure out what this house is going to look like. I did discuss along the way that it may look a little different because of the times that we're in, okay? If you want more details, what am I going to say? Look at season 1. We don't have time to break all that down. You guys get it. Next question. Bride, this is for you. Are you overwhelmed yet? Are you overwhelmed yet? There's so much to think about when it comes to planning a wedding. And we know that the majority of the wedding planning goes on the bride. The bride-to-be, you have so much to figure out, to do, to focus on, and it's exhausting, right? Be honest right now in this check-in. How are you really doing? How are you really feeling? Okay? Are you overwhelmed yet? Be real, talk about what's overwhelming you, and let's find some solutions, okay? Like I said, a lot of planning has happened up until now. We've been going step by step over here. So talk about some of the things that have been giving you hiccups. Maybe you're not a very organized person and you decided, I'm going to be a DIY bride, but I don't really know what I'm doing. Well, with it being season 3, episode 18, this is a good time to check in and say, hey, I need some help. I can't do this. I just need for you to help me, to talk to my parents, and we need to get a wedding planner. I thought I didn't need one. I know they're expensive, but speak up now so that you don't continue to drown, that you don't continue to become even more overwhelmed. Okay, let's go on to the next question. What's changed since you two got engaged? So, since you said yes, bride, what do you feel has changed? Have you noticed, like, anything in the relationship that has been awkward or strained or weird? You know, are you guys arguing more about this or about that and you weren't before? Remember, you're in a counseling session. You're talking with your mentor couples. You feel like you can trust the people that are in this room right now, especially your groom-to-be. I hope you can trust him. So, it's important to be real and to be honest right now. Guys, talk about it. What has changed? Because when you start planning, when you start going down this rabbit trail, lots of money is being spent, and so maybe you feel like, okay, well, I thought I, researched and planned just like, we did back in season 1 and 2. We talked all about this since the age of 14. Maybe you feel like, okay, well, I thought I really understood how expensive this is going to be, but now my parents don't want to pay for this, or my parents don't want to pay for that. Speak up. Speak up. Say something, okay? Because we got to figure out how we're going to get this wedding paid for, and maybe we have to cut costs somewhere. Maybe we need to figure out how we can change the budget at this point. Maybe that's what we need to talk about, right? So this is your counseling session to be real and to focus on what could be done better. What could be done better from here on out? All right, let's keep going. Next question. So as we go around and we talk about the wedding planning process, and we talked about organization, right? That could be something that's overwhelming. But the wedding planning process as a whole is a lot. So I want you to ask this question: which part of the process right now, so far, the things that you've done, that has been the most consuming, the most overwhelming? Was it the venue shopping? Was it the wedding dress shopping? Was it the bridesmaids proposal gifts? What thus far has been like, you know what, I can't believe I did, I got through it, but it was a lot. So ask that question about the overwhelmingness. Maybe nobody threw you an engagement party and you thought that they would by now. And here we are. You've already went gown shopping and bridal bridesmaids proposal brunches have already been had and a lot has happened and you still never got the engagement party. Talk about it. Talk about it, because maybe there's a solution. Maybe there's someone in your family other than your parents on either side. Maybe there's an aunt and uncle that might be willing to throw you an engagement party. You just never know. So it's time to talk about it and get some solutions going, right? Let's keep going here. All right. Let's look at the budget binder. Just take out your budget binder right now. And I want you to check in to see, what did you write for that main budget? What did you put at the top of your budget binder and what that number is? Just open it up, look at it, and whatever that number is, just say it out loud. Just say whatever that number is out loud. You gave yourselves for a budget. Now look at everything that you've spent so far. Are you still on budget? Are you still on par to staying in the budget? You may need to take a little time to calculate each item. You should have like a price on one side or a price on the other side. Somewhere there should be prices on either end columns, and then in the middle you put what the item was and then who paid for it, right? So then on one of those sides you should have a price. So you're keeping a price list. That's why it's a budget binder. So add those numbers up, take a little moment, pause this video, and go and see, okay, are we still on budget? I laugh because most people won't be. They have bought all kinds of little knickknacks and DIYs and all kinds of other stuff, and they probably aren't still on budget. They probably are not. And so this is the time to be very real with one another and say, hey, we need to push back for the rest of these things because we are really, really out of budget at this point, or we need to go see if there's any other family members that would be willing to help. Or maybe we need to get second jobs. Whatever it might be, I don't suggest putting any of this on a credit card. Please don't do that. I just personally don't suggest it. I don't suggest it. Okay? So look at the budget binder. See if there's anything that you need to redo, all right? And adjust. We have this next question. This is a really good question right here. And I want you guys to be real and honest. How often are you still meeting up with your mentor couple and checking in with them in person? Because your mentor couples, remember, they are the people that should be going with you, anytime you guys are together. They're a part of this courtship, right? So they are very involved in your lives. So I want you to be honest right now. How often are you with them? Do you even see them in person? Just be real, be honest. Are you staying on track with all of this, or has it all just gone out the window? We've got to stay on track, and if you've gotten off track, we got to get back on track. Don't beat yourself up. I mean, you should beat yourself up a little bit about it because, we need to do better. But this is time right now to say, you know what, she's right. we haven't been meeting with them. We've been doing things on our own. And now, boundaries have been crossed. We need to figure this thing out and we need to get back on track. We're keeping it real over here, you guys. We're keeping it real. I don't know a lot of people that just say it. I just say it. This is just what comes out. And I'm giving you guys this. I'm trying to do all of this in love. I want you to know it's because this is in love. And this is in charity, which is love in action. This is showing you how much I do care about every single last one of you. I know I may not have met any of you. I know that. Doesn't mean I don't have a heart for you. Doesn't mean that I don't care about your well-being. We as a society, we as a human race need to get this thing right. We need to do better when it comes to marriage and when it comes to weddings. We just gotta see what this is really all about and not just be going into this all willy-nilly. Like I said, I don't even know why people even wear white anymore, because they're not pure when they get married. They've already been married to several people, by giving themselves to each other. That's marriage. People don't realize that. And so you have to be honest with yourselves. Do you want to do better? Do you want to get this thing right? I think you do. Or you wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be watching this video. So these are some marriage counseling questions for you guys to check in with regularly. Okay? Regularly. Now, I took a little time to allow you to plan and get things together, but you see that last question I had, it wasn't a trick question. I just didn't mention the mentor couple all that time that we were doing all that engagement planning. Just to see, by the time we checked in right here with the marriage counseling session, that you, I was going to say session 1, but it's not session 1. We've had lots of counseling sessions. But this is the first one during the engagement era portion, right? I believe. And so we don't want to be forgetting about that mentor couple. And that's why I'm saying check in right now. Be honest. From the time you guys have courtship, engagement era, how much time have you been actually, every single time you guys get together, meeting with the mentor couple? And you can even meet with them individually. Like men, you can meet with the men, and lady, you can meet with the lady. So that way, like if you've got like any kind of lady issues going on or any kind of men issues going on that like you just want to discuss with your mentor person rather than as a couple, as a group, that's okay. You may have some deep concerns, especially right now. Ladies, I know that you have to go out and try on dresses in front of everybody. That's not easy to do. So you maybe need to talk to your counselor about that, or your mentor couple about that, right? Or your mentor lady about that. And so that's okay. That's okay. Just know that this is your time to really start asking questions, getting some answers, and checking in with one another so that we continue to have more healthy relationships rather all this bickering and arguing and all this nonsense going on that's just dividing us, okay? We don't need any more division. We don't need any more division, okay? We need to learn to love each other and get along with another, okay? We need to learn to do it. I hope you've enjoyed this marriage counseling session. Now listen, we're at the Be My Guest segment, and I am looking for guests. As your content creator, I am looking for guests to be on your wedding series podcast right here with me, and we are going to have a little chat by video call. I'm going to record it, and I'm going to share it with the world. Yes, because other people are planning their wedding, and they need some help too, guys. They need some help too, okay? So we need to help them out. And by doing that, we share our stories. That's what we do. We share our stories, we talk about it, and then other people get to, hear that, and it helps them along their journey when they're in that portion of life as well, okay? Especially the next generations. I know this is going to help them a lot, okay? So if you want to be my guest, you know what it feels like to, have marriage counseling, to have a mentor couple. I'm specifically looking for you, okay? This episode was all about you, people who are with their mentor couples and they are in marriage counseling sessions, I want to hear how that's going or how it went, okay? Even if you were one of the couples I talked about in the beginning who only went like a few sessions and that person wasn't that involved in your lives and you didn't see them, more than maybe a few times before the wedding, and that was really about it, but it wasn't like deep marital counseling. You weren't with like a mentor couple all the time. That's okay. I still want to hear your story. I want to hear how that went. Do you think that it was enough? Or maybe you felt like it wasn't enough and that, you want to talk about that, So also people who didn't have that. Maybe you would like to be on the podcast and talk about how you just felt like, no, we didn't need that at all, and we're still doing good. All we needed was God, and that's all we needed, Or maybe you just decided you didn't even need God. Maybe you didn't even need anything, and you guys just were like, no, we just got married, we figured it out, and things are still going well. Great. I still want to hear from you too. So everyone is welcome. We are going to be talking about marriage counseling. We're going to be talking about mentor couples, okay? That's what we're going to be talking about for that session. So if that's you and you want to be on the podcast, reach out to me by email at yourcontentcreator@yahoo.com. And guess what, lovebirds? You already know what I'm going to say. You already know. You already know what I'm about to say. That's the end of the episode. I will see you, lovebirds, in the next one. Bye, lovebirds.
Lights, camera, action, baby, strike a pose. Phones and cameras, I'll just watch it all unfold. We're the stars of the show, ain't no need for filters. Living life through the lens, capturing our thrills. Put away your phones and cameras, let the good times roll. Our content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel and brands, we're living the paparazzi life. It's all in our hands. Lights, camera, action, we're ready to go. We're professionals, don't you already know? From TikTok to Instagram, we're taking the